Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have been getting deep and dark. All this dubstep that we're making is so long and extended, and I'm just learning so much. Me and my students and my friends are always using reference tracks, making sure that we can learn as much as possible while trying to be as productive as possible. And we are using Profit by Fly as our song today, and it's going to be sick because we're using Phrygian mode. We're doing a lot of simple songwriting techniques with the notes that we're choosing, and then just the drop layers. There's so many different things that we can learn from this, and I want to show you guys what I learned. The presets that I made here in Serum 2 will be in the Patreon, and the whole project will be in the Patreon as well. Go ahead and support me and get some cool sounds and start learning for yourself. We're going to be going over all these notes here, the intro, the build up, the sound design, and some vocals too. And of course, these drums, we got to make sure we have a sick drum loop. Let's go ahead and check this out. All these Avant sample packs that you see will be in the description. The affiliate links will be below. You know what it is. We are out here. We got some sick soundscapes, nice bass lines, a couple different layers here. This is the main guy. He's being filtered right now. We're doing a lot of filtering throughout all of this. It's kind of the main goal here. In the build-up, we're filtering a lot. In the intro, we're filtering a lot. So this is how the intro starts. Deep and dark. And the main thing for the intro is the Reese bass. Right here. I made this one, which I'll be going over here soon. An easy little intro Reese bass. And then this is layered with a really nice brass to really just fill out the rest of the frequency spectrum. This is from Contact. Just a brass ensemble. These notes are important. We're in D sharp Phrygian. When we're in Phrygian, we're going to be flattening the second. So usually D sharp minor is like this. But when we go to D sharp Phrygian, we flatten it. So now our root is right next to the second. And then we can use this relationship, create tense darkness while still, keeping a solid foundation on the root, the tonic. So this is real simple. 2 notes, but the filter is doing a lot of the work. This EQ8 essentially is the filter. So it's closed at 93 and then opens up to. So there's all this filtering slowly over time is kind of the goal here. And we'll be doing that for multiple different elements. That's happening on the brass too. Easy effects as well. We're just going to be using noise. This is white noise that I automated using the filter resonance and the frequency just to make a little down sweep. Cool. We're going to look at the drop and look at all the different layers. We'll get into the intro sound design later, but first, the drop sound design. This is the main guy being filtered, and this is the main guy regular. Minimal processing, just an OTT, G-clip, and then that filter. The G clip is just stopping the signal from clipping, and it's stopping at 0. Most of the effects are going to be in Serum 2. And then we have some supporting layers. So if this is by itself, I want you to hear it's a little bit weak, a little bit empty. Like it's there, it's cool, but he needs support, you know, he needs some friends to help him out. So these layers will be a wide layer, and then another layer that's mid. And we're basically using the same patch, but we slightly change some of the knobs in Serum, and we'll be getting into those exact details here, but let's start with the first patch. We're making this patch, and we're also, if you see here, we start right on the 3rd, and then we walk down home. There's a perfect 4-bar loop right here. We're also flattening this note as well. That's what he did. He's using the Phrygian scale, keeping it dark. The 2nd is flattened, and it looks like he flattened the 4th as well. So we're creating even more tension by keeping these two notes close together. More advanced theory, we're using these modes. So try to stay with me. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments, and I'll be able to clear them up for you. This is going to be the rhythm and the flow. Start off with those notes. We are in octave 0, and then we're going to open up Serum. We really want to be using some simple shapes. So I'm going to turn off all the effects for now. Start from the get-go. So start with the saw wave. This is basic shapes, saw wave. The levels turn all the way down. We add the LFO to the level. Then oscillator B comes on. This level goes all the way down, but we add the LFO going up 46%. We're going to put it on big slab, which is new in the new digital right here. Wavetable position's at 89. This changes the sound a lot. So when I make new basses, like I mentioned previously, we're going to be using this knob in the other layers to make new sounds. So try to remember that. LFO goes on this, and it goes up 7%. Two of these playing together now. Then we're going to add an extra layer. We need some higher frequencies. So +2 octaves. Default shapes, we're going to be on wavetable position 6. So as soon as you load the wavetable, you just turn it up to 6. Get this type of square. This is regular square. And we're shifting it to this. It's also going to be wide. So 2 voices of 2 unison 0.07 detune. So we're going to be setting this up. Before, after. The levels turn all the way down, and then the LFO goes on the level, goes up 44. Make this shape, by the way. It's going to be rounded. You're going to curve it up top. This usually is down here. You're going to pull this up a little bit. So it's a little louder at the front, a little fade towards the end, and it doesn't completely go all the way to the bottom. We're on at 1/8 rate for the speed. We're starting to get the main foundational frequencies. These wavetables are nice. Now we're going to turn on some noise. We'll go to, we're on just basic ARP white. The pitch is turned up to 88%. Level goes all the way down, and the LFO goes on the level, going up 27. This is turned up a lot. So we have to contain that sound. We just want a little bit of noise. Sprinkle in some of that noise. Okay, so this is nice, but we need more movement. We need to remove some frequencies. So we're going to do all that with this filter here. It's on WASP, which is a new, or WSP, which is WASP. This is the new Serum 2 filter. Cutoff is at 567. Add the LFO to the cutoff, or we're going to have it go both ways. Hold Shift and Option and click to change it from uni to bi. And then we're going to do this. It's going to be turned up to 45%. Before, all the frequencies blasting, now contained, more controlled. Sounds cleaner. So this is really important here with the filter. We only have A selected here. If B and C were selected, we we can get an even more contained sound. So we have some options here. Right now, we're just going to leave A on. Resonance goes up 10%, which adds this little resonant peak. That's about everything here on the first page. Let's go to the effects section. We need to add some distortion. So turn on distortion, put on overdrive, which is this new distortion in Serum 2. And then we'll stack this up to 2. Drive is 37%. Mix goes all the way down. And then we add the LFO to the mix going 85%. Adding distortion before, after. Really crunching that up. Compressors next. We're just turning up the gain to 8.7. If you wanted less distortion, you can do less distortion. You can even go down here. You have so many options, really. It's all about like what you're feeling. How are you feeling that day? Next up, hyper dimension is going to make it wide. The mix is at 50% here. We're just going to leave it as is. Reverb's up next. It's on Bassline with the mix at 14%, and the LFO goes up 21% on this reverb. Before, after. Giving it a little bit of reverb, it's minimal. The main bass has a little processing though, so make sure you turn on an OTT. This is without OTT, and this is with. Really pulling up all these frequencies. It's starting to balance out the sound. We're at 56%, 1000% time. This helps control the dynamics, and the output's turned up to 8 dB. Real nice settings. I think that is very, very critical. And then the G clip, just making sure nothing gets past 0. And then little filters like this. Automating. That's how we kind of get thrown into the drop here. I have 2 versions of this patch. So this is Gargle 2, as you see up here, but we also have Gargle 1. Like a deeper version, and it does not have this oscillator going up +2. This one does. So that's like the main difference, you know? If you listen in the full mix. Gargle 1. Both are cool. I have both. Both will be included, and you guys can, of course, recreate them, but those will be both in the Patreon. Those are the main. We have these supporting layers up next. This is the wide layer, like we listened earlier, and the mid. So we need some support. The supporting layers, we have it grouped up. We have a company OTT. So this is a more minimal OTT. Check out all the ratios for the compression. Make sure it's these settings. We have it 72%, 1000% time, 12 dB output. This is one of my favorite OTTs that I use all the time. And then we're just EQing it very heavily. All these supporting layers, we don't need all this lower mid frequencies to play. So we're cutting out all this muddier area at 225. We're even turning it down with number 2 and then turning up the highs. More focus on the highs, less focus on the muddy. We do that to the little group just so that it can blend with the other one. Go ahead and mix on the go. You are the go-go mixer. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. We're going to listen to the wide layer. Keep in mind, there's a filtering as we go, so I'm going to turn this off real quick. Same OTT, EQ8 is cutting a lot more. We're at 316, cutting all these low mids. Little dip here at the 1000. Soothe is on, reducing harsh frequencies. Default settings. Soothe is amazing. I really recommend you get it. It's rent to own too, so it's very affordable and it's super powerful. It's like magic. So I duplicated that other patch that we made earlier and we're going to be using it. So this is very similar. Load up Big Slab again. You can even duplicate the other one if you want, and you can just turn off oscillator C. You don't need this. We're going to change the noise to the cicadas, because you know, you always need a little bit of cicada. The level is at 25% on the noise. This filter, we turned it down a little bit to 425. Oscillator B is changed a lot. This level's at 12%, and we add the LFO on the level going up 55%. Wavetable positions at 110. LFO goes on this, going up 34%. Remember, we will be moving this all the time to get different tones and textures, and this is what we did for this wide layer. We moved it here, and now we're going to use the PD from B on oscillator A. So go ahead and turn on PD from B. We'll turn it up to 48%. Now this signal on oscillator B will be going into the oscillator A, and then we'll be forming and morphing, and it'll be just a good time. This is with it off. This level is turned all the way down. This is actually not being used right now. Yeah, we're not even using this oscillator. We're just using Big Slab. So in the mix, we have the compressor turned up to 8.7 dB. Hyperdimension still on 50% mix. And then the reverb is going to be on 19% on Bassline. So this is before all the effects. We're going to add the compression, the width, the reverb. Cool. Then we can go to layer mid. This time we're still using the Big Slab, but the wavetable position's at 34, LFO going up 15%. The filter looks like the same. We're still keeping it cicadas. You just duplicate that patch we just made. We're going to turn off the reverb and only keep the hyperdimension and the compression on. This gain's at 13.5 on the compression. So all these patches are extremely similar. They're just supporting each other. They're like in the same family. This mid layer is turned down to -10. The wide one's down to like -1. The supporting layer group is turned down to like -2. And this is the group that will be supporting the main bass. All the settings and stuff that we're doing, they don't have to be perfect. The whole goal is to make something new and unique. Just learning these techniques and tools is the main goal here. Those three are the basses. We have it in a bass leads group, G-clip, clip in at 0. And then now we can move on to the sub. So listen to all the bass leads without the sub. Now with the sub. The sub is huge. It's super dominant. We need this for things to work. So in Serum, we are using a square for the sub. It's thicker than the sine. So we're hitting up that square. And then the effects, there's nothing in it. Levels just turned all the way up. We're not even using the LFO. Keeping it super simple for this sub patch. Saturation turned up to 3.4, 90%. This is going to add harmonics. Before, after. The EQ here is cutting at 225. So we're only letting these frequencies play. And then we're doing this slight dip here at 367, turning it down -5, just so we can turn down a little bit more frequencies over here. Utilities on, so we can turn on bass mono. Anything under 120 is going to be perfectly mono in the middle. This is a good fail safe, so I always want this on. You could even turn on mono in Serum if you wanted to as well. And that is it for the sub. The sub is big and beefy, so it's nice. We need to now look at these drums. Keep in mind everything's sidechained, so every time this kick plays, everything will duck in volume. Cool. So you can basically pick any kicks that you want. I layered 2 kicks this time. This one is turned down a lot. It's used just as like a high frequency supporting layer. A lot of kicks, some kicks actually have more higher frequencies than others. So I kind of I'm dissecting all these high frequencies and layering it with my big fat kick here. I actually added a Pro Q to a regular kick to get this kick. Let me show you how I processed it. I basically just go to the Pro Q, go to the drums, do kick out 1. And we have these huge boosts. We're turning down the muds, turning down here, and then boosting up highs. We want to always move this and kind of boost our fundamental, our root note. And that's kind of what I did with this kick. So I'll show you how I can do it. Let's make a new tab. I can load up Freaky Kick 7, which is the one I started with. So before the EQ, after the EQ. So you can really start to make new kicks and new sound design, new things. Just make sure you're not clipping or distorting. You want to manage how loud things are, but EQing your kicks is very helpful. You can use a utility, even turn it down before you add the EQ, kind of create a little bit of headroom. It can clean things up easily. But yeah, make sure you can get those fat kicks. The main kick is the super kick, which is what I just showed you. And then this one's acting as support for the highs. You could even use white noise for this if you really needed to. And then these claps. These are actually a snare and a clap. The whole goal is tight, short, punchy. We don't want things with long tails here. We want things short and tight. That's how I EQ those snares. I don't want any of those lower mids, so I cut them out, add a little reverb, 24%, short decay time, 900, and a clipper just to make sure it stops at 0. We even turned it up a little bit on this clap snare combo. Let's go ahead and zoom in here on the drum. So the kick and the snares. This is the 4-bar loop. This is essentially just repeating the whole time. So you can recreate patterns like this, make your own patterns. You can do this triple at the beginning, which is very unique that he did. You don't need the triple. You can move this. Usually you want to dance around the snare. So the snare's here. So if you put a kick right before the snare, for example. And so you can create a lot of different cool kick patterns. The triple at the beginning is very cool. It's basically what Fly did in his song. And lastly, we're going to add some of these hats. Just on the quarter notes, going with the drums. These are rides. You can also use open hats to start making a nice drum loop. We have some supporting basses over here, audios. So I'm just like randomly throwing in samples, adding reverb to them, big reverb, kind of putting them in the background just to add some support. You can kind of hear what's going on there. One more thing that I'll be showing is this vocal. It started as it's turned up plus 12. I found a D sharp because we're in D sharp. I chopped up a little piece of a voice. I turned it up plus 12. And I faded it. And I just started chopping it and making it go fast. To kind of just make like a vocal chop. There's a Pro L on this kick, turning it up plus 1. I've been using the Pro L a lot. It's just becoming one of my favorite things, just like Skrilla. That's about it for the drop here. Lastly, we're going to just go into the sound design for the intro Reese. We'll be good to go. Respace, super easy. OTT, 100%, 8 dB, and then we're going to use Serum 2. Plain and simple, we're going to get a wide saw, so we turn this up to 6 unison, and we're going to get a saw that's mono, so this stays at 1. Both the levels here stay the same. The filter is going to remove a lot of the frequencies, both A and B is turned on. We're going to cut it off at 162. That's doing a lot of the work here, keeping it dark. If this was open, sounds different. This LFO1 is on this fine, going up 33%, and it's on 1/8. It's like slowly moving the pitch. We have compressor on, turned up the gain to 19. Hyperdimension, the mix is at 19, adding a little bit more width. And that's how simple the patch is. The main reason it's cool is because of this filter. Once it's here, it's fully open, but at the beginning it's super closed. 93 Hertz, it starts and goes all the way up to 11.5, and this will be good for your intros. And then you could just add a brass, like from Contact here. Playing the same notes, and of course we're just using the Frigi and those Frigi notes, keeping things in key and scale, keeping the darkness, keeping the tension. And you could just add sick atmospheres in the background. You can loop atmospheres and really start to create a soundscape or a noisescape. You can look in Omnisphere 2 and find the noisescapes and start using those. This is a flute loop that I just chopped up. It's in D sharp, obviously, and an octave lower. This is what it originally sounded like. But I just chopped it up and left more space. Keep in mind the timing here. This is 32 bars. Then we add an extra 16 bars on top of the 32 for the build. So things are really extended here. 16 bar build. Halfway through that intro, I start slowly building a clap that's filtered. And then we start to add all the drums. We got the kick. Kick is very important. And keep in mind, every time you look at this build, every halfway point is when we start changing things up. So that'll be easy for you to remember. Kick is layered with the clap. They are both layered with a ride. Very important. This ride helps a lot with the highs. And then I get a trap snare and start to put it in the right places, start making a snare roll. The snare fill hits right here. And then I chop it up to just play a good speed and even go faster in some sections. You can go ahead and look at this now. And it'll start getting faster at the halfway point right here. Then yell out, EDC! That amazing effect that you hear at the end is just the kick being filtered out the other direction. Check this out. That helps a lot with the transition. Let's ride out. that's how we get it done. Shout out to Fly with the Prophet song. That will be in the description. Go ahead and listen to that and support him. Ask me any questions that you have regarding any of these production tips. It's really good to know about the Phrygian scale and creating tension and darkness and stepping up your music theory game and all your note knowledge. Plus, learning how to extend everything and have these long buildups and huge long filters that are slowly opening and closing. It's gonna help a lot with your tracks. Keep it simple. As you see, there's only a couple layers, simple rhythms, simple patterns. We can do a lot with only a couple things. Less is more. Thank you guys for watching and supporting. The Patreon is gonna have everything. You can also reach out to me for 1v1 lessons if you need help directly. Have a great night, guys. Peace out and stay fresh. Later. Poof.